All right, let's talk about the recent election. Because nothing says comedy like a bunch of grown adults acting like middle schoolers running for class president, right? So first we had candidates promising everything under the sun. I'm gonna fix health care, reduce taxes, and give every American a puppy. I'm like, why stop there? Let's throw in free Wi-Fi and unlimited guac. I mean, at this point, all we're missing is the promise of a unicorn in every garage. And every candidate now has a plan. A plan? You know, they always say, I have a plan to reduce inflation. Sure, buddy, you've also got a plan to lose 20 pounds by summer. We've all been there. I think half of them Googled, how to fix inflation. 5 minutes before the debate, Google must have been like, we can't help you, buddy, even we don't know. The ads, though, have you seen these political ads? They used to be like, here's what I'll do for you. Now it's more like, if my opponent wins, we're all doomed. One guy's ad said, if I don't win, the Earth's core will melt, aliens will invade, and your Starbucks order will always be wrong. I'm like, I'm in. I hate wrong orders. Let's talk debates. Oh man, debates today are wild. I swear they're one step away from just chucking a folding chair at each other like it's WrestleMania. They interrupt each other so much that I was waiting for someone to yell, Mom, he's touching me. Can we get a timeout rule or something? I mean, all that talking over each other. I'm surprised no one pulled a Beyonce and just started lip syncing to avoid the chaos. And let's not even start on social media. You got one side screaming this election is rigged, and the other side screaming, no, you're rigged. Then there's that one friend who's been quiet all year suddenly posting a 60-part Instagram story about why this election matters. Buddy, you haven't posted since your dog's birthday. Calm down. But my favorite part, they all move to Canada if they win. Crowd Canada! Half of them don't even know where Canada is on a map. But sure, they're packing up right now. Canada's sitting there like, we're flattered, but no thanks. Canada's probably building a wall out of maple syrup and politeness. And now we've got recounts and mail-in ballots. Some people are out here counting ballots slower than I count calories on Thanksgiving. At this rate, I'm expecting results sometime next decade, like, welcome to election 2024. Or is it election 2020 part 2, the sequel? We'll never know. But at the end of the day, it's all a show. These candidates are on stage promising us the world, and we keep falling for it. So maybe next election, let's try something new. Let's vote for the candidate with the fewest promises. Just, I can't promise you anything, but I'll try not to break anything. Now that's a platform I can get behind. Thank you! Thank you!
Henry remember long and distance song about the songs around with by Southern. Well, the holler's buzzing like a Junebug jar about folks running around like they're big-time stars, promising healthcare puppies and a brand new truck, but we ain't seen a plan that weren't built on love. They say free Wi-Fi, guac, and a unicorn too, but we've heard tall tales since '62. So pick that banjo, let the truth unwind, 'cause election season just a state of mind. They're shouting and strutting like a county fair show, but up here in the mountains we already know when the promises fly and the tempers flare, we just two-step past the folding chair. Them ads come like a doomsday choir. Vote for me or the world catches fire. One fella claimed the Earth's core would melt and your Starbucks ought to be forever misspelled. I said, son, calm down, take a seat on the porch. We've survived flat tires on Route 9's north. So pick that banjo, let the truth unwind, 'cause election season's just a state of mind. They're shouting and strutting like a county fair show, but up here in the mountains we already know when the promises fly and the tempers flare, we just two-step past the folding chair. Debates these days look a mite unhinged, like WrestleMania with a fronted porch fringe. They talk over each other like Fuss and Ken. I'm waiting for someone to yell, Ma, he's at it again. If they start lip syncing just to keep the peace, I'll grab my fiddle and join the feast. Now social media's hollering loud and proud. One side says rig, the other says it out loud. And that quiet friend who ain't posted since June drops a 60-part story about the red and the blue. Meanwhile, someone's packing for Canada snow, but they can't find it on a map, bless their soul. Ballots get counted slower than molasses in fall, like Thanksgiving callies, I don't count them at all. Results next decade, says the man in the booth. Election part 2, the search for truth. But up in the hollow, we ain't losing sleep. We've seen this circus run mighty deep. So pick that banjo, let the truth unwind, 'cause election season's just a state of mind. They're shouting and strutting like a county fair show, but up here in the mountains we already know when the promises fade and the dust all clears, we'll vote for the one with the fewest ideas. Just say I'll try not to break nothing, folks, and we'll raise our jars to Honest Joe.
All right, folks, let's talk about the latest episode of Real Housewives of Capitol Hill, starring none other than Marjorie Taylor Greene and Jasmine Crockett. These two turned a congressional hearing into a roast battle that would make Comedy Central jealous. Picture this. A serious discussion on holding Attorney General Merrick Garland in contempt suddenly derails when MTG, always the epitome of decorum, takes a jab at Crockett's eyelashes. I think your fake eyelashes are messing up what you're reading, she quips. Now, I'm no fashion expert, but when did Congress become a beauty salon? Crockett, not one to back down, fires back with a zinger about Greene's bleach blonde, bad-built butch body, ouch. That's not just a clapback, that's a standing ovation in the shade, throwing Olympics. I half expected them to start rating each other's outfits next. But here's the kicker, Crockett decides to trademark her insult and launch a Crockett clapback collection to fundraise for the Democrats. That's right, turning congressional catfights into cash. Meanwhile, Greene defends her physique, boasting about her built and strong body from a healthy lifestyle. I guess lifting conspiracy theories is a great workout. In the end, this spat highlights the pressing issues our lawmakers are tackling, like personal insults and merch deals. Forget health care and the economy. The real debates are happening in the fashion and fitness arenas of Congress. Stay classy, Washington.
Well, the news come rolling down like a runaway wheel, from the marble steps to the old sawmill. They say Congress had a meeting meant to talk real still. but it turned into a show up on Capitol Hill. Folks tuned in thinking laws might get passed, but it looked more like a talent show happening fast. It's the Real Housewives of Capitol Hill, where the shade gets thrown and the tea gets spilled. Got a gavel in hand, but they're ready to thrill, picking more fights than a barroom will. Grab your banjo boys, let's pick for a spell. Washington's are ringing like a church house bell. Clean across the trailer park. I ain't saying who's right, I ain't saying who's wrong, but the clap back it harder than a mule that's strong. It's the Real Housewives of Capitol Hill, where the shade gets thrown and the tea gets spilled. Forget the docket, forget the bill, they're roasting each other like a moonshine still. Grab your mandolin, boys, let's pick for a spell. Washington's are ringing like a church house bell. Wondering how Congress crossed them lines. We got roads to fix and folks in need, but they're arguing about fashion and fittings indeed. Lord help them all, bless their will. May the next debate stay uphill. It's the Real Housewives of Capitol Hill, where the shade gets thrown and the tea gets spilled. If you came for policy, you might sit still, 'cause the drama's louder than a whip-poor wheel. Grab your fiddle, boys, let's pick for a spell. Washington's are ringing like a church house bell. Hootin' jugs and purdy, singing squirrels and Appalachian bluegrass are on. For a bunch of Yankees, y'all got some mighty fine hootin' jugs, but you talk like mountain living, just moonshine, mud, and mud. Come on down to holler, you'll see we're more than what you heard. We got stories deeper than the coal dust stirred. I'm gonna catch me a squirrel and teach it to sing all purty, 'cause folks think hill folk only get rowdy, rough and dirty, but we pick our tunes with pride and we laugh through all the noise. Ain't no shame in the way we raise our girls and boys. Some say we're to blame for every trouble that we've known, like the mountains made us lazy or the hard times were our own. But they ain't seen mama work until her knuckles turn to stone, or papa patching fences with a hymn in his tone. I'm gonna catch me a squirrel and teach it to sing all purty, 'cause folks think hill folk only get rowdy, rough and dirty, but we pick our tunes with pride and we laugh through all the noise. Ain't no shame in the way we raise our girls and boys. A little grace, a little banjo in the breeze, and a porch light blowing warm through the dogwood trees. I'm gonna catch me a squirrel and teach it to sing all purty, 'cause the world keeps guessing wrong, but we ain't in any hurry. We'll keep picking, keep grinning, keep living how we choose, 'neath the blue ridge sky where we got nothing to prove.
They say in Ohio they're cooking up strange dogs and cats being served up in strange ways. But you know, folks, ain't no truth in that talk. Just like those kids changing genders in the school hall. Let's not forget the greatest show, where the truth bends and the stories grow. Seem right. In the classroom, the kids still play, not swapping genders halfway through the day. We laugh, we cry, but hold on tight. Ain't no cats or dogs tonight. It's a rodeo with flags and face paint, putting on a show. They thought they'd take it, break it, steal the crown, but all they did was make the news and a meme came down. Oh, it's the day the red hats went too far, like chasing cows or driving a broke down car. They were shouting stop the steal with no real proof, waving their flags, climbing on the roof. But the real joke's clear and plain to see. Trump said we love you, but go home in peace. But all they got was a cold six-pack of fear. Now they're posting bail and asking why, making history, but not the kind you'd buy. Oh, it's the day the red hats went too far, like chasing cows or driving a broke-down car. They were shouting stop the steal with no real proof, waving their flags, climbing on the roof. But the real joke's clear and plain to see. Trump said we love you, but go home in peace. surprise or two. But all they left was a trail of bad news. They thought they'd change the course of fate, but all they did was make their Tinder dates wait. Oh, it's the day the red hats went too far, like chasing cows or driving a broke-down car. They were shouting, "Stop the steal," with no real proof, waving their flags, climbing on the roof. But the real joke's clear and plain to see. Trump said, "We love you, but go home in peace." So raise a toast and here's to the clowns. The capital won't fall with a few small town rounds.
Well, the holler's buzzing like a June bug jar about folks running around like they're big-time stars, promising healthcare puppies in a brand new truck. We ain't seen a plan that weren't built on luck. They say free Wi-Fi, guac, and a unicorn too, but we've heard tall tales since '62. So pick that banjo, let the truth unwind, 'cause election season just a state of mind. They're shouting and strutting like a county fair show, but up here in the mountains we already know when the promises fly and the tempers flare. We just two-step past the folding chair. Them ads come on like a doomsday choir. Vote for me or the world catches fire. One fella claimed the earth's core would melt and your Starbucks ought to be forever misspelled. I said, son, calm down, take a seat on the porch. We've survived flat tires on Route 9's north. Don't pick that banjo, let the truth unwind, 'cause election season's just a state of mind. They're shouting and strutting like a county fair show, but up here in the mountains we already know when the promises fly and the tempers flare. We just two-step past the folding chair. Debates these days look a mite unhinged, like WrestleMania with the front porch friends. They talk over each other like fuss and kin. I'm waiting for someone to yell, "Ma, he's at it again." If they start lip syncing just to keep the peace, I'll grab my fiddle and join the feast. Now social media's hollering loud and proud. One side says rig, the other says it out loud. And that quiet friend who ain't posted since June drops a 60-part story about the red and the blue. Meanwhile, someone's packing for Canada snow, but they can't find it on a map, bless their soul. Ballast get counted slower than molasses in fall, like Thanksgiving calories. I don't count them at all. Results next decade, says the man in the booth. Election part 2, the search for truth. But up in the hollow we ain't losing sleep. We've seen this circus run mighty deep. So pick that banjo, let the truth unwind, 'cause election season just a state of mind. They're shouting and strutting like a county fair show, but up here in the mountains we already know when the promises fade and the dust all clears, we'll vote for the one with the fewest ideas. Just say, I'll try not to break nothing, folks, and we'll raise our jars to Honest Joe.
bunch of Yankees. You got some mighty fine hootin' judge, but you talk like mountain living in just moonshine, mud, and mud. Come on down the holler, you'll see we're more than what you've heard. We got stories deeper than the coal dust stir. I'm gonna catch me a squirrel and teach it to sing all purty. 'Cause folks think hill folk only get rowdy, rough and dirty. But we pick our tunes with pride and we laugh through all the noise. Ain't no shame in the way we raise our girls and boys. Some say we're to blame for every trouble that we've known, like the mountains made us lazy or the hard times were our own. But they ain't seen mama working till her knuckles turn to stone, or papa patching fences with a hymn in his tone. I'm gonna catch me a squirrel and teach it to sing all purty. 'Cause folks think hill folk only get rowdy, rough and dirty. But we pick our tunes with pride and we laugh through all the noise. Ain't no shame in the way we raise our girls and boys. Fancy books about the way they think we live. We'll keep giving what the mountains always taught us how to give. A little grit, a little grace, a little banjo in the breeze, and a porch light glowing warm through the dogwood trees. I'm gonna catch me a squirrel and teach it to sing all purty. 'Cause the world keeps guessing wrong, but we ain't in any hurry. We'll keep picking, keep grinning, keep living how we choose. Neath the blue ridge sky where we got nothing to prove. Served up in strange ways. But you know, folks, ain't no truth in that talk. Just like those kids changing genders in the school hall. Let's not forget the greatest show, where the truth bends and the stories grow. Ain't no cats or dogs on the menu tonight, just wild tales that don't seem right. In the classroom the kids still play, not swapping genders halfway through the day. We laugh, we cry, but hold on tight. Ain't no cats or dogs tonight. steps were climbing high with MAGA hats and an eagle's cry. They stormed the halls like it's a rodeo, flags and face paint putting on a show. They thought they'd take it, break it, steal the crown, but all they did was make the news and a meme came down. Oh, it's the day the red hats went too far, like chasing cows or driving a broke down car. They were shouting, stop the steal, with no real proof, waving their flags, climbing on the roof, but the real joke's clear and plain to see. Trump said, we love you, but go home in peace. From the guy in horns to the guy in cuffs, they went from freedom fighters to prison buffs. Hang Mike Pence, they hollered loud and clear, but all they got was a cold six-pack of fear. Now they're posting bail and asking why, making history, but not the kind you'd buy. Oh, it's the day the red hats went too far, like chasing cows or driving a broke-down car. They were shouting, stop the steal, with no real proof, waving their flags, climbing on the roof, but the real joke's clear and plain to see. Trump said, we love you, but go home in peace. Trending hard from meme to meme, the Buffalo guy living out his dream. Nancy's desk got a surprise or two, but all they left was a trail of bad news. They thought they'd change the course of fate, but all they did was make their Tinder dates wait. Oh, it's the day the red hats went too far, like chasing cows or driving a broke down car. They were shouting, stop the steal, with no real proof, waving their flags, climbing on the roof, but the real joke's clear and plain to see. Trump said, we love you, but go home in peace. Now the lesson's here, it ain't that grand. You don't win wars with a beer in hand. So raise a toast and here's to the clowns. The capital won't fall with a few small town rounds. Y'all ready?
Turn it loose. Looking at camera with an ice cold stare, cold as a creek in mid-January. Keep flapping those gums and blowing hot air. Talk big, but you ain't got nothing there. Talking about how you're doing your part. Boy, folks round here can't live on farts. See cosplay and clout while growing your beers. All had no cattle, that's all that is. Flatulence is all that is. Hot wind blowing where the truth should live. Fire don't freeze and ice don't flow. Ain't no use for a burry-legged hoe. Kick that dust and let them banjos ring, 'cause mountain folks don't bow to the boss, trying to sell thunder in a mason jar. But we know snake oil when it ain't up to par. Fire don't freeze and ice don't flow. Ain't no use for a bare-legged hoe. If you're blowing smoke, better watch that flame, 'cause mountain folks will call your bluff by name.
Fire don't freeze and ice don't flow.
Ain't no use for a bird-legged hoe. If you're blowing smoke, better watch that flame, 'cause mountain folks will call your bluff by name.